Hello and welcome to my journey with books. My name is Jeff, and today we are actually gonna be doing a proper review of the sins of our fathers. Not the one I did yesterday. That wasn't the proper review. That was just me venting out my anger because characters do things to you. Books do things to people at certain times. And yesterday was one of those days. Yeah, I bathed twice in the span of 30 minutes. That was not okay. Okay, but let's do a little recap, and then we can talk a little bit about the book. And I hope you get to love it. So the book, to just call it out from the blurb, follows the story of three characters. That is mainly why I picked it. If you do not know, I got this book for free. I'm not saying it's paid or anything. I just got it for free because I have a vision that I shared with Miss Kaya, and she supported it. And she was like, you know what, pick a book between the four books that I have. And I read through all them, and I felt that this in that period in time spoke to me only because it had three characters who were the main characters. And she told me, if that is the reason you're picking it, why don't you pick this one? Women and the Apostles. It has a lot of characters inside there. And I was like, nah. Nah, I want this. I want this. And she gave it to me. And this is what she wrote as she was signing the book. Her charisma and her personality, I think, is what draws us to be such good friends. She's so funny and sarcastic at all times, and you can just relate to her. It's There's that connection when you start speaking to her, and it didn't just happen to me only. Everyone who was present for the game day at Miss Wanjiko's guitar gear thing loved her. We met her for only like maybe an hour max because she met us during the book discussion, and we just vibed. She was trying to like pitch in and talk about the book even though she had not read it. And it was so fun interacting with her. Okay, so she wrote, Jeff, this is not a free copy. Happy reading, Shamboy Care, and she signed it with the date. It was on 2nd uh, May 2026. Yeah, now let's talk about the book in depth. So, the book follows the story of three characters. We have Molly, who's a master's degree student. We have Pyro, or Pero. I pronounce that name in many different ways, forgive me, but it's fun just mixing them up. Who's actually known as Peterson Wanjala in the book. Maybe there is a spoiler. Is that a spoiler? But his real name is Peterson Wanjala, and he has a problem pronouncing it as he's growing up, so he just settles for Pyro, and that becomes his name. Now, he's a med student trying to navigate through life socially with his friends, and this girl who he thinks is out of her league. The interactions are so funny. Believe you me, they're so funny. And then we have Alex, or Alexandra, and she comes to Kenya from London. They live in London, but her parents are here in Kenya. I don't know if you noticed, but I added a little of what a kind of accent right there. Anyway, she comes to London. She comes from London to Kenya, which feels to her like a punishment, but her mother just wanted her to come, or something wanted her to come. And now fate is bringing this three together through fatey stuff. It's kind of fun watching how they come together, all from different parts of the world, all just being brought together in one small place here in Limuru, and that is where our story goes. We come from London, we talk about Ireland, we come and now settled in Nairobi, we go to Bungoma, tunarudi, tunaenda Mombasa, tunarudi Nairobi, we go to Limuru. We were traveling yesterday, as I said in one of in the video yesterday, and the thing about the book is, personally for me, it's PG. You cannot. It's so safe to read and so beautiful, if you ask me, that you don't have to think too much about it boring you or not boring you. You're just caught in this trance where you're just turning pages, if that makes sense. You're not thinking about what will happen next in the sense of, will it be good. You're just thinking about, so are we turning the next page right now? Because it's that kind of read. You're engaging with all the characters. I swear, when I say she put time into her characters' personalities and the environment where they'll be growing up, or the environment where they are at, she really did that. The flashbacks are beautiful. The environment is beautiful. The way she describes Matatu scenario, the Matatu community, beautiful. How she describes a homestead in Kikuyu, rural Kikuyu, beautiful. If you're Kikuyu and you have, one of those moments where you went there, you feel like you're walking those streets. I've never been to Limuru, but I am Kikuyu. I've been to Nanyuki. I can kind of see what she was trying to do. Maybe totally different. When they're talking about the acres of land that they own, you just look out in your brain and you can see all those acres and children getting them divided, blah blah. It's so detailed, but not detailed as well, because I had a little bit of an issue with her not describing how the characters looked to us. And the thing, the good thing about engaging with your authors is that you can just pop into their DMs and just confirm something that you are not comfortable with, or get clarification for them. That is why when I tell you to read this book, go get yourself a copy and read it. It's between 1,000 to 1,200. You can afford this. Come on, you just need to save. Even if you decide to save for 3 months, you can still get it. Okay, so she just told me that she prefers when readers come out of their space and just think about what they want the character to look like. She's already giving you the premise of what the characters look like in a vague and general manner. She just wants you to picture it. Just do that part for yourself. And I told her that my favorite character is Mike, and Mike is this funny guy. And I asked her, so you never told me, like, you never told us what tribe he was, how tall he was. We only know that he became fat after coming from university, and or started getting fatter after coming from university, and that only could just mean something in the likes of his abs are not visible, or he, became bulkier like Jeff is right now. But you know, and she told me, like, I prefer you think about it yourself, but I will tell you this: he's Luo, or I pictured him as Luo. What did you picture him as? And I was like, me reading this and the interactions, I just thought of Pascal. Pascal from the acting scenes and everything. He has that energy. If this was to be turned into a film, I think we would have Pascal in Miss Kaya's book. I would love, if the budget allowed, I'd love Pascal to play Mike, because it just, if you've watched Connection, is it called Connection? Yeah, I feel like that brings out Mike perfectly in the book. And that is one of the things that I loved about it. She's allowing you to explore through the book, enjoy the book in your own way. It's 100 pages, 119 pages of reading. So beautiful. Okay? So very beautiful. And when you open this book, yeah, this is what you get. You get this page, just talks about the book, okay? And then when it's published, it was published in 2024. The first publishing was done in 2024 and the second one in 2026. This is the revision, but copyrighted in 2021, okay? And only one person gets the dedication for this book, and that is Seb. And after inquiring, I learned that Seb is her son, and this is what she had to say. If you ever wonder if you were ever loved, you'd break my heart, for life has been a love letter to you. Okay, I'm sorry, my nose is running. If you ever wonder if you were ever loved, you'd break my heart, for life has been a love letter to you. And now we start reading. And now, ultimately, this book, okay, just to put it in short terms, because I see we're already at a 9-minute gap. I don't know why I've been speaking for that long. This book just explores children being able to live a full life even without having their fathers present. And that is what she wanted to portray in this book. And I totally stand with her. She did it perfectly, according to me. I'd literally rank this as my number one book for this year. This is literally the best book that I've read this year. You need to have made it this far into the video to know this. This is the best book that I've read, and I cannot. That is unquestionable. Until I meet something else, this is the best one, because we're not gonna say this out loud, but we cried. We kind of cried for a little bit when someone died. Okay, yeah. So emotional. It spoke to me, and yeah. So grab yourself a copy and tell me what you think.